What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some big news for you guys here for Social Security and the Medicare Trust Fund that has just come out from Senator Bernie Sanders pitching President Biden with the new Social Security bill backed by Senator Bernie Sanders and like 200 congressmen, congresswomen that could give seniors an extra $2,400 a year in payments. Yeah, he's pitching President Biden on this Social Security rescue plan. The 2023 details on it that has just come out here in actually within like the last 24 hours. I'm going to give you guys the details on this brand new information here. Reportedly eyeing a tax on high earning Americans to fix Social Security that they are pitching President Biden on it. I'll give you the details on it here right now. Yeah, and this comes as they're trying to fix Social Security. The latest details from the Congressional Budget Office says that the Social Security and Medicare Trust Fund could run out of money in as early as 9 years by 2032. So they're going to need to adjust something to fix it, or else it's not going to be good. So they're going to have to do something by tweaking the retirement age or the taxes coming into it by making people pay more taxes, or by cutting things or adjusting things. They're going to have to do something here. And Senator Bernie Sanders, who's technically an independent, he has an I by his name, because sometimes he actually votes against Democrats, sometimes he votes with the Democrats, and he's actually has criticized the Democrats a lot here over the last year for saying they haven't been doing as much as they need to. So you guys can let me know your thoughts here on that. But he's now pitching President Biden on this bill, saying now's the time to do it before the 2024 election. So let me give you the details on it here. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click the subscribe button and then the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos. Also, I will give you guys a video here where I talk about the Social Security double payment in March, who qualifies for it, and what is the amount here as well. So stay tuned for that here. Okay, Senator Bernie Sanders pitches President Biden on the Social Security Rescue Plan 2023 version that was just introduced here a few days ago, maybe a week or two ago here. Okay, as you can see here, Senator Bernie Sanders, independent from Vermont, is trying to convince President Joe Biden to embrace a plan that would fully fund Social Security for more than 7 decades. That's over 70 years, as well as raise benefits by $2,400 a year. That's right, it would provide an additional $2,400 a year for everybody on Social Security. According to the Washington Post's Jeff Stein Thursday, Bernie Sanders met with President Biden late last month to discuss his proposal to raise taxes on investment income and to apply payroll taxes to employment income above $250,000 rather than limiting the taxes to the first $160,000 to employment earnings. I'll tell you why this is a problem, though, here in a second. As under current law, so right now, people stop paying into Social Security taxes at $160,000. But doing so would stabilize the program's, Social Security program's finances for the next 75 years, according to the Social Security actuary. Basically, the Social Security mathematicians have done the math for this. Senator Bernie Sanders also wants to increase everybody's Social Security benefits by $200 a month for everyone receiving Social Security, which would be a total of $2,400 a year, $200 a month times 12, $2,400 a year. Let me know your thoughts on that, because I mean, that's a decent amount. If you make $800 a month, that's an extra 3 payments a year, $2,400. If you make $1,200 a month, that's an extra 2 full payments a year, $2,400. Or if you make $2,400 a month, that's a full extra payment for the whole year, $2,400. Quote, it is not enough to point out the reactionary, anti-worker vision of the Republican Party, is what Senator Bernie Sanders says. We have to present a positive pro-worker alternative. The truth is Social Security does have a solvency problem, and we have to address that, which is true. They are going to have to fix it one way or another. The White House has gained considerable political advantage in the recent weeks by highlighting Republican proposals that would cut Social Security and Medicare, but so far has remained quiet about the administration's own plans. Sanders wants the Democrats to talk about how they would bolster the programs, which would face funding shortfalls in the coming years that could result in painful benefit reductions if no steps are taken to avoid them, which that's a problem. I'll tell you what President Biden said here in a second, but this is the problem here is that Congress has not fixed anything in a large amount of years since I believe they go back to President Reagan. That administration raised the retirement age. And again, it's not a popular thing, but they did that, and it actually helped save Social Security. Again, it pushed the retirement date out for several decades. Okay, again, technically that's cutting benefits, believe it or not. Okay, that means that you wouldn't receive your retirement benefits. I think they raised it from 62 to 65 to 67. You know, they've gradually raised the retirement age. So technically, that's a cut in benefits, believe it or not, if you think about it. Okay. One of the things on the table is to raise the retirement benefits to 70 again, the full retirement age. Okay, or the full retirement, or not, the full retirement age. Okay, because right now it depends on your age here, but they're thinking about raising it here again. Yeah, and if they don't do anything, if they just keep dwindling away the years, another 1 year, another 2 years, another 3 years, another 6, 7, 10 years, Social Security is going to be to the point where they're going to have to cut benefits drastically because there's not going to be a significant amount of money left in there. More money is coming out of Social Security every single year than the amount going out, especially with the raises, the COLA raises that go out every year. Remember, the last year's 8.7% raise was the fourth largest raise ever. So don't forget that you don't just get the money that you pay into Social Security, you get a raise every year. Okay. So I always see the comments of people say, oh, I just want to get my money back. I just want to get my money back. You get more than your money back because you're getting the raises every year. So the money that you put into Social Security 20 years ago or 30 years ago when you were working, you're getting a lot more than that back. Because think about it, you're getting today's dollars plus 8.7%. So like money that you paid 20 years ago, think about back then, minimum wage was, I know when I worked my first job, I was making $4.25 an hour. So if I was paying 6% of that, it was, 10% of that would have been 42 cents, right? Now, people are, Walmart's paying $15 an hour. So think about how much more you're paying now. And then don't forget, they're paying an 8.7% raise just this 1 year on what you paid in. So every year you're getting more and more and more and more because of the COLA raises. So you're not just getting your money back, but you're also getting cost of living adjustments. You're getting more and more. So Social Security is paying you more money than you put in. So this is part of the reason why it's running out. But the other reason is that now the baby boomer generation is retiring, and there's a large generation here. There's just a lot that goes into it, right? So they're just having to adjust things. In a future video, I'll tell you about Sweden's problem and how they fix it, because it's a very interesting story. We're not the only country that has these problems, by the way, just so you know. But one of the things is that President Biden has kind of made this promise that he wouldn't tax anybody, wouldn't raise any taxes to anybody making under 400,000. So I don't know where he just kind of came up with that number 400,000, just kind of out of nowhere. But that's one of the problems. So We'll see about that. But this is Bernie Sanders wants to raise taxes on people making 250,000. Well, here's what President Biden said to Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders said that Biden listened to his pitch but remained non-committal for now. For one thing, the Sanders plan, which is backed by 9 Democrats in the Senate, would I think that's the 2023 version of it, would violate Biden's pledge to not raise taxes on anyone earning less than 400,000 a year. So that's a little bit of an issue. There is another version of this, at least from last year or whenever, that also raises it at 400,000 a year. Okay. In addition, some Democrats think there is little advantage for Biden in offering his own proposal right now, since the current effort to portray Republicans as threats to the popular Social Security program has been so effective politically. Which is true, but it doesn't solve the problem. This is the problem we've been having for years. They've known they have to adjust Social Security and fix the problem of it running out of money, slowly but surely. And now at this point, it's not slowly anymore, because now it's 9-10 years. Okay. And every year that rolls by is, oh yeah, okay, one party's got the other party by the, well, right? But the problem is now is that what do we do? Okay, one party's got the other party with a political upper hand, then next year the other party's got the other. It doesn't matter. How do we help us, the people that pay into Social Security, right? I want to have Social Security when I get to retirement age, right? It sounds like I just had my birthday, right? I just turned 42, and it's not that long away. I mean, it might seem that long away, but I want to get money that I pay back in plus my earnings on the investment, because that's the whole point, is that I paid the money in there. I didn't even have a choice. They take it out of your paycheck, and you don't have a choice. If you don't pay it, you go to jail. So, or if you get a paycheck, they literally just take it out of there. So you don't have a choice to even pay it, right? They just take your money. So if you don't get the return, and then you're expected to get a return on your investment, right? So think about all this, right? So they literally just take your money, just like taxes, like you don't even have a choice. And if you're an entrepreneur, then you're expected to pay it, if you don't have a paycheck, or you go to jail, go to prison. So these are the problems you're presented with, right? So they can't just take your money. So there's a whole bunch of problems here. The other problem is that 2/3 of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 50% of Americans retire with only Social Security, and literally without Social Security, they wouldn't have food. They wouldn't be able to literally live without anything. Yeah, so there's a big problem here. This bill would raise benefits by $2,400 a year, which is not that much, but it would help out a lot of people. And in some people's case, it's a lot of money. And the way it would do this is by raising taxes on people that make over $250,000 and make them pay into Social Security taxes. Because right now at $160,000, they stop paying into Social Security taxes. So it would actually make them start paying into Social Security again, but it would make Biden go against his word on not taxing anybody under 400, making over $400,000. The other problem is there's no Republican support for this bill at this time. So they would need a few Republican votes to pass it if all the Democrats voted for it as well. So the question is, can we get Biden to support it and a few Republicans to support it? It would make Social Security solvent for 75 more years and would provide all Americans on Social Security, which is like almost 70 million Americans. Think about that. It's like almost 1 in 4 Americans. It's a lot of people. It would make Social Security solvent for 75 more years and provide $2,400 a year more for everybody. Sounds like a win-win. But you can let me know your thoughts here in the comments, and I'll keep you up to date here. I'll link you to those important videos here now. If you haven't yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. Click the bell icon after you subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos. Thanks so much for also liking and sharing these videos. Here are some videos you can watch next. Click on this video here to watch the video about the Social Security double payment in March. Click on that video here. Or you can click here to see why we just got closer to World War III with China and Russia. Some big news on that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.